What's up everyone? This is the final video with this thing because, to be honest, I'm a little bit sick of the sight of it myself. So this might have been drawn out over the space of a couple of weeks, but it's pretty much been over the space of a week because I'm wanting to get this thing off the lift. I cut the roof off as a bit of a joke with my friends and we removed the subframe. So I took a look at the cracked boot floor, and if you haven't seen that video, just make sure you check it out because it was pretty grim, if I'm honest. This car is intended to be a donor car for my E30, which is over here at the minute. So we're going to be taking the S54 and we're going to be putting it into this E30. And I'm going to be making some changes to the E30, of course, so it's going to be a long road, but it should be pretty fun. It's not so much a very straightforward swap, but I will show you how to do it if you want to do it yourself. And I've got some other parts over here from an E36 which I'm fingers crossed. The block's pretty similar, so I imagine the engine mounts and stuff will fit and it should make my life a little bit easier, but you know how it is with cars, sometimes you have to chop things and, you know, modify them to make them fit. So we'll jump into this because since yesterday the weather has got twice as cold and it's not great, so I'd rather just get on with it. Right, I think that's quite enough of that for now. I'm quite excited because it's not far off coming out. I've been kind of busy, like getting on with stuff, but I've been trying to keep things clean at the same time and organise parts, and I've actually been selling some stuff at the same time as well, so I've been a little bit distracted jumping to and from, because if someone buys something I'll just remove the part and get on with it. But I digress. The S54 is almost ready to come out, so I've been focusing on getting everything around the engine, anything that might clash with the rails, out of the way, because my plan is to drop the engine down and lift the shell up, so it should be not too difficult. I'm going to focus on the wiring next. I'm hoping there's a disconnect for the engine harness, like to the ECU, and a disconnect from the rest of the loom, so it's not too difficult, because I don't want to have to label everything and remove every single plug. That would be quite annoying. As far as the rest of the car, as I mentioned, a few bits have gone. I think I may also drop the struts with the hubs on and maybe remove the arms separately. I think it'll just make it easier once the subframe's on the floor. It might want to move around a little bit if things are tight, so I think I'll continue with this tomorrow because I'm going to take a few parts home to clean and send pictures to people and stuff, and I've got a few things to post, so I imagine we'll just jump back tomorrow. Right, we've jumped forward quite a lot and the engine's ready to come out, so wiring etc. was disconnected. I've removed the ECU for the time being. Because I've took my time and done it properly, I'm hoping there's nothing still attached, so we'll soon see. Quicker than I expected. Yeah, go on. Pass. Just there. Go for it.
go, it's just caught on the heat shield a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just checking there's nothing. I think they're alright. And there's a steering rock.
It's alright, it'll pop off, it'll just pop past it, it's only aluminium. Keep going, you're alright, it'll pop past. There you go, you're fine. Yeah, we're all good.
Question is, how are you going to move this?
Engine clean.
True, double.
Not easy.
Massive, isn't it?
Can I ride it?
Right, engine's out, aircon's removed, gearbox is off, and it's been a long day. Matthew's here, Kirk's here, and a few other people have been around today, but I haven't really filmed while they've been around because I've just been busy getting on with stuff. Right, I'm just going to cut that clip short at the end there because I didn't really go into any detail about anything that had gone on, purely because a lot of my friends had been down through the day and some of them I hadn't seen for a long time, so we were just sort of catching up, and there'd been a lot going on over the past few days, so I was kind of a little bit tired and wasn't fully focused on what I was doing. So I've come back down, I've organised everything's on pallets, we've got a few things ready to go. The complete rear subframe is going to someone who watches the channel, which is pretty cool. I've got an SMG gearbox which has got a new pump, selector switch, everything. It's all got receipts to prove and didn't do many miles after all this work. So if you do need an SMG box, that's probably about as good as you're going to get second hand. The S54 is sat there ready for, I'd like to do some maintenance work on it, so I think the rod bearings would be definitely a good measure, and probably an oil pump and possibly a head gasket. Just, it's a lot easier while it's out, and while things are apart, you know, it makes sense to do these things. If anyone needs an M52B28 from an E46, there's one here. So I've now got sort of two major projects on the go. Obviously one of them's not here at the minute, but floor space is at a premium, so I'm definitely wanting to get rid of as much stuff as possible, make some space, and I'd like to get on with the S54 next. The M3 itself, there's still some valuable bits left on it, so when I get back I will be stripping a few bits off that. The bonnet may have gone, so we've got like power fold mirrors in the rear blind and some other bits and bobs. The interior, if you do need any M3 bits, I've still got quite a lot of stuff sitting around on the shelves and at home, etc. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, because actually I've enjoyed doing it myself a lot more than I expected to. I've owned an E46 M3 for like 3 years now and used it on a daily basis, but you never dive this deep into a car that you're using as a daily, so it's been nice to sort of understand the engineering behind the car and sort of disassemble everything, and you know, you get a better view of it, I guess, than what you would have had just sort of doing general stuff on it. And it also gives me a good idea of where I might have clashes and struggle for space in the E30. I would like to try and make the E30 swap look kind of OEM and use some of the E46 parts which I like. The oil cooler is quite a nice design, so I think I'll try and use that. I'm not sure if the radiator will fit, but it would be nice because it's kind of a bit of a modular unit that all bolts together. And I think I'll have to remove the viscous fan from the front and run an electric fan, so I might need to figure out some sort of servo to make it work, and twin speed, etc., or maybe use a different fan. I'll look into what people do. If anyone knows, I'd appreciate the advice. I am currently going to work in Amsterdam because I've been asked to go there, so I may be missing for a week or two. However, Liam's actually picked up on the RX-7 and started working on that again, so hopefully Liam will have some updates for you over the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be back and decide where to attack this car. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.